Before we begin today's unbelievable journey into one of the most surprising and overlooked coins in South African history, hit that subscribe button right now. If you enjoy discovering hidden treasures, learning the secrets behind rare coins, or simply exploring the incredible stories that everyday objects can carry, then this channel is exactly where you need to be. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay with me until the end, because the story of the 1990 South African 50-cent coin is going to change the way you look at every old coin you come across from this day forward. Yet there's something special about coins from the late 80s and early 90s, a unique blend of craftsmanship, transition, and cultural symbolism. The 1990 South African 50-cent coin is one of those pieces that often hides in plain sight. Many people have held it, spent it, tossed it into a drawer, forgotten it in a jar, or let it sit quietly in a box of old change for decades without realizing that it carries a deep and meaningful history. But serious collectors are beginning to see it with new eyes, and that attention is transforming this coin from an everyday item into a sought-after collector's prize. The year 1990 was a turning point in South Africa. It was a year of major political shifts, rising hopes, and national transformation. It marked the beginning of a new era. And whenever a country enters a period of change, the coins from that time become more than just metal. They become reminders of a world transitioning towards something new. That is why collectors today are giving coins from this era a fresh look, especially the 1990 50-cent coin. This coin features the iconic Strelitzia flower, also known as the bird of paradise. It's a plant famous for its unique shape and bright beauty. The design on the coin represents resilience, elegance, and natural strength, all symbolic of a nation standing at the edge of transformation. On the reverse side, the coat of arms of that era presents a snapshot of the country's identity at that specific moment in history. These designs weren't chosen randomly. They were carefully selected to express pride, unity, and tradition. But what makes the 1990 50-cent coin incredibly fascinating is how it was produced, how it aged, and how few of the high-quality pieces remain today. Minting during that period wasn't as consistent as modern technology. Machines had wear, metal batches varied slightly, and dies were sometimes used for longer than ideal. As a result, certain 1990 coins display tiny variations in thickness, metal color, strike strength, and rim shape. For everyday users, these differences mean nothing. But to coin collectors, these small variations mean everything. Collectors love details. They love uniqueness. They love finding coins that have something just slightly different about them. A weak strike on the flower petals, a thicker than usual rim, sharper lines on the coat of arms, a slightly rotated design, or deeper than average engraving. Any of these features can make a 1990 50-cent coin stand out. When a collector finds even one of these traits on a coin in excellent condition, they know they are holding something rare. Another major factor that affects value is how many coins actually survived in good condition. And this is where the story becomes even more interesting. The 50-cent coin was widely used in the early 90s. It passed through hands constantly. It was used to buy bus fares, sandwiches, groceries, and everyday items. It was not treated gently. Almost all those coins became scratched, faded, dinged, worn down, and exposed to rough environments. That means the number of remaining pieces with sharp details and original luster is extremely low. Collectors between the ages of 55 and 65 especially appreciate this coin because they remember using it. They grew up with it, saw it in their pockets every day, and now, decades later, they look back at it with a sense of nostalgia. And nostalgia is one of the strongest forces in the collectible world. When a coin connects memory, history, and rarity, it becomes far more desirable. These collectors know exactly how difficult it is to find a well-preserved 1990 coin, and that drives them to search even harder. Some collectors have even submitted high-quality 1990 50-cent coins for grading. Once a coin is graded and sealed in a protective slab, it becomes an officially recognized collectible with documented condition. This adds a massive boost to its value and makes it highly attractive for auctions and private sales. Early strike examples. The first coins made with fresh dies look even sharper. These are extremely rare and often become the centerpiece of a serious collector's collection. Another interesting point is that the 1990 50-cent coin was minted during a period when the mint was experimenting with improvements in metal quality and strike consistency. As a result, some runs of coins came out unusually crisp, while others came out softer. Collectors chase the crisp ones, the ones that still show every small line in the flower, every feather in the coat of arms, every curve and every marking. Demand for African coins has also been rising globally. Collectors around the world are shifting their attention to African numismatics. As more people learn about the rarity and beauty of coins like the 1990 50 cent, the demand only increases. And as demand rises while supply remains fixed, the value climbs higher and higher. Remember, no more 1,990 coins will ever be made. Every damaged coin, every lost coin, every melted coin reduces the total forever. Think about how many old coins from that year are already gone. Think about how many have been scratched to the point where the details are barely visible. Think about how few have survived untouched. That small surviving group becomes more valuable every year. And once the global collector community decides a certain year or denomination is desirable, prices increase rapidly, sometimes beyond expectation. Now imagine this coin in its absolute best condition. Shining, sharp, crisp, with every line of the Strelitzia flower perfectly visible, the coat of arms deep and detailed, the edges still sharp, the surface untouched by years of handling. A coin like that is almost impossible to find today. And when something becomes that rare, collectors become willing to pay extraordinary amounts to own it. You have followed the journey, the history, the minting, the rarity, the variations, the nostalgia, the global interest, and the rapidly increasing demand. So now we come to the moment you've been waiting for, the value reveal. The 1990 South African 50 cent coin, in its rarest form, the highest grade, the sharpest early strike, with the most desirable variation and the greatest collector demand, has a potential estimated value of $80 million.